It's hard to be you in the world you can't trust. And speaking vanity, but they ain't saying much. Got a swag, make a bad bitch blush. My power on perfection, so that you stumbling ain't good enough. And plus, I'm stalking revenge. All of his love or his lust. You know my bio, I ain't giving up. And if I gotta be corrupt, I can't live it up. The truth is, I need more bucks. I bear odds like a crutch. And if it won't be, you make the gold cut. I ain't your typical nigga. I'm a professional with red form. Body transform to the celestial. This the home of the truth, and that's where it stays. This world trying to manipulate me in the maze. But I gotta get it on in these last days. I'ma do it my way. I ain't tripping my ways. Hey, I'm coming for the gloves. And you say these devils out. He ain't solid, he falls out. Feel when you're real and you're really just the only one. And I know they gon' cross. That's why they still stand falling. On this road, on the low, that's how I feel when you're real and you're really just the only one. These niggas covered in another spirit. If it ain't authentic, I ain't trying to hear it. Not a word. He brought Molly, I brought brimstone. I got my feet in the ground like the Flintstones. Ready to snap like a wishbone. You can get weed or you get beast on. I'm a spectacle to him, they don't know what he on. My retribution gon' be sweeter than a honeycomb. I love my women, they stack dollars for me. Pick up the highs, he like a father to me. He got me swinging like Ray Charles. You got him intertwining with they flaws, boy. I'm flying in projectiles. Mighty man, nigga, let's word to my stepchild. Shout the clock, I bet you shouting. When they lost in them angels gonna get you falling. Hey, I'm coming for the glory. And you say he levels out. He ain't solid, he falls out. I feel when you're real and you're really just the only one. And I know they gon' cross. That's why they still stand falling. On this road, on the low, that's how I feel when you're real and you're really just the only one.
All right, shalom. What's going on, y'all? Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. All right, the water. This is Tuesday Brotherhood class, California. As usual, we keep our foot on the devil's neck. We're gonna keep teaching the truth until Christ returns, as y'all all understand. So, you know, today, is there somebody at the door? You just might knock a lot. Go check the door for me real quick. So I can bear with me 1 second. All right. The water for your patience, appreciate it. Once again, this is Tuesday Brotherhood Class, California. My name is Precinct Captain Cornwall. Today we're gonna, touch on various topics. One of the topics that I definitely want to get into is how we truly fear this world, not truly understanding that the Most High has set it up at this point because of the mistakes that we made, that he's coming to get us. And y'all don't understand the fullness of it because time is a little bit short, for us to get ourselves together. So, before we go there too, You know what I mean? How was y'all Valentine's Day? Y'all celebrate Valentine's Day? You had a good time? I know y'all didn't celebrate it here, but we had that Valentine's Day, that horrible day that just passed, and now we are suffering what? The Valentine's massacre. Because what's happening? Relationships are broken up. You know what I mean? Families are now destroyed. Adultery was in the air. Prostitution was in the air. All the things that in the truth and in the Bible we have been instructed to stay away from. Would y'all understand that?
Okay.
So we're gonna get it. We're just gonna go over a few precepts, just to reinforce the things that we're supposed to understand when it comes to the Bible that we're not supposed to participate in. Give me Proverbs chapter 6, and I want you to start at verse 32.
Okay. It's like you said.
Go ahead.
Did you post it on Facebook?
Did I post it on Facebook? From my understanding, it's supposed to be on Facebook from this the settings. You know how to fix it?
If I did, I'd start it all over.
Yeah, you can start it all over if it needs to be fixed. Is it not posted on Facebook?
I'm gonna check and see if you're on YouTube right now.
And I see YouTube, but I don't see.
You're on YouTube?
Yeah, I see YouTube. I don't see Facebook.
Okay.
Is it not showing on there?
No, that's not on Facebook.
It is on YouTube though.
Come on.
All right, let's see if we can fix it real quick. Bear with me. We had 3 people on here. Technical difficulties. Excuse that. So it's still live.
On Facebook, yeah, so
Look me YouTube.
it's like it. YouTube is on live. Facebook.
No sweat. Well, I'm not gonna worry about it if we can't get it live there. We'll just go from YouTube. It's not a big deal. But all right, let's get it. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 32. Read it when you got it. We're just gonna refresh some things that we need to understand. Adultery is still a crime according to the Bible. And a lot of adultery was committed, and you got relationships that are going to want to be fixed when they never should have been broken in the first place. The only reason they're broken is because what? Because you love your lust. You love to do what you're told to do. You love your flesh. And in here, we're going to teach you how to fight your flesh. No matter how good she looked, brother, take your time. No matter how good he looks, sis, take your time. You got a lifetime to deal with each other if you do it the right way. But if you fail one another and just whore on one another, you will be judged. And we get judged as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians so often. That's why AIDS is rampant. That's why STDs is rampant. That's why we die of all kind of crazy ailments, because we do not respect the law that made us better than the other nations. Read.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding.
If you commit adultery with a woman that has a husband, you lacketh understanding. You lack of the things that are going to help you be solid in the sight of the Lord. You lack the things that are going to allow you to live a prosperous life. You lack understanding committing adultery. You know what I mean? Y'all had y'all fun on Valentine's Day, and now you got to do it the massacre of it. Go ahead. Can you read it?
He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul.
He does what?
Destroyeth his own soul.
Man, when you commit adultery, you not only don't have understanding, but you destroy your own soul. Why? Because you will be judged for the decision that you made.
Right.
You're destroying yourself. And not only do you destroy yourself, you destroy your brother and you destroy that sister. You know what I mean? When we are a people of decency and order,
right,
it's so simple to do the right thing. You know what I mean? It's not hard to do the right thing. It just feels good to do the wrong thing. And that's what you got to get away from. Stop doing the things that make you feel good. You know what I mean? You can't gain anything off of just a handout. Something that you work for, something that you put in grind for, you learn to appreciate. You grind for that brother. You grind for that sister. And when y'all do come together, you know what I mean? It's a beautiful union. It's a beautiful joint thing that the Lord is going to be appreciative of. Why? Because you did what you were supposed to do. You did what you were called to do. Drop down to 24 for me.
Come on.
Read.
24 and 6, sir?
24, 6 and 24. Come.
Oh, God. The book of Exodus, the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 24. To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman.
Go ahead.
Lust not after her beauty in thine heart.
In thy mind. These are just attributes of adultery that are causes of how you commit adultery. Lusting after a woman, lusting off of those kind words, how she flatters you and things like that. You better be careful, Akia. You better be careful, Akwatian. Y'all have a critical time that you're living in right now. And every decision you make matters. Everything that you decide to do waking up matters, because it will have some type of, consequence if you don't do it the right way. You know what I mean? Drop that. Let's go into another thing that needs to be addressed. Y'all don't believe in adultery, but adultery is in the Bible. Let's go into whoredom. Go to Romans chapter 1, verse 27 real quick.
Okay.
Read it when you got it.
Like you said, 10 and 37?
1 and 27.
1 and 27?
No sweat. No, you too out the water.
The book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 27.
Go ahead.
And likewise also the man, leaving the natural use of the woman,
Man,
burn in their lust one toward another.
Man, listen. Not only was y'all committing adultery, but you were committing homosexual acts on Valentine's Day. Grown-ass men were giving each other flowers, candies, and cookies. Like, think about that. Think about, like, two grown, hairy, just disgusting. The whole thought is in my mind, like, God damn, are you serious? Two sweaty niggas giving each other flowers, talking about, baby, I love you. You have lost in this place. You have lost. And the reason why you lost it in this place is because you've tried to adopt the customs of the heathen. You have loved the white man so much that you try to put on his spirit. You have loved the Africans. You have loved the Asians, the East Indians, all these other nations but yourself. And because of it, you have lost what? Go ahead. Read that again from lost.
Come on.
Read it from the top, no sweat. 1 to 27. Go ahead.
And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust one toward another, man with man, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was me.
Which was me. Stop right there. Meaning simply this, man. We have lost the understanding of roles. Like, you got to know you live in a hell-like place when you got to worry about a man being a man and a woman being a woman. You gotta be thinking about all of that every day you live. Like, we grew up knowing it's always been male and female. And now you gotta grow up in a place where you have to accept these transgender. When I say have to accept, that's the society's standpoint. We don't accept that in UPK. We don't accept your homosexuality. We don't accept your transgender. We don't accept your any ideology of your sexual preference unless it is lawful to the Most High God. That's it. And you brothers and sisters in the world, because you want to have fun, you want to have fun, you want to have a good time, you are going to die as well because you want to do that. Let's get another precept on it. We went over adultery, whoredom. Let's get Deuteronomy 23 and 17. Start there. So many facets of how these last couple of days have destroyed our sisters and our brothers even more because you love this place and you have not pledged your allegiance to the Most High Power, our God. You got it?
Come.
Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter, so like you said, 27?
32, verse 17.
Come. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 17. It's like, they sacrifice unto devils, not to God, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly.
Slack it. That's not what I want. I want that later on. Give me Deuteronomy 23. Slack it, not 32. It's 23 and 17. I'll get back to that precept in a minute.
Come. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, so 23, verse 17.
Read.
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
There shall be what?
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
Man, your OnlyFans. You know what I mean? Your OnlyFans is another word for what? It's another form of what? Go ahead.
Prostitution, sir.
Prostitution. You broads, literally for $1, for a piece of paper, expose yourself to the world. Like, you're no better than the porn stars. You're no better than a sister that's destroyed on the street, walking, or what do they call her? A woman of the night. You know what I mean? You're no better than her. You know what I mean? But you think you popping. You think you a boss. You think that you are all these things in a category of something great, but you prostitute yourself for a piece of paper, for some monetary gain. Like, you know what I mean? It makes so much sense why the Bible says beauty is vain. Because guess what? Like anything, everything has its time and its end. You ain't going to be looking good like that forever. What happens when you're 45, 50, and you have nothing to show for your life?
Right.
Who's going to want you when you've been all over the internet? Everybody has seen you bust it open. You got videos for the world to see. Your children, if you had children, which a lot of you OnlyFans broads have children and disrespect your kids, they're going to see their mom exposed. Like, you don't even think of the psychological damage that could cause a child later in his life to know his friend saw his mom have sex with someone on the open internet.
Right.
Or I could pay your mom to show me her body.
Right.
This is the stuff that we got to get away from. This is the stuff we must continue to press. And I know, like, brothers coming into the truth and people in the in the world, they can't get why we keep reinforcing every year, going over the same things, rehearsing the same things we do every year. They can't get it. You know what I mean? And the reason why they can't get it is because they don't understand we do this because we're trying to get you to stop. You know what I mean? You're giving us a reason to do this job. You're giving us a reason to tell you what's going on because you will not stop being the evil, disgusting person you are. And that's male and female. It's whoredom going all over the place. Read it again from the top of 17.
Come on. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 24, verse 17. It's like it, chapter 23, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
Listen, sis. You praise to God every night. You say you love God. You say that Jesus is your man and he's your, he's your savior. thus saith the Christian church, you're a liar, because the Bible says there'll be no what?
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
Man, you can't be a whore and a daughter of Israel.
Right.
You can't be both. You either have to be a daughter or you have to be a whore. You know what I mean? And I hope you understand the right decision to make. You know what I mean? Because you're going to be judged in ways you do not understand. And it's going to be righteous that it happens. And that goes for brothers too. Keep reading.
Nor a sodomite.
Nor a what?
Nor a sodomite.
Nor you homosexuals. Sodomite is a biblical word for a homosexual.
Right. An
individual that wants to have sex with the same sex. Doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? There's a plug and an outlet. You know what I mean? There's a positive, there's a negative. You know what I mean? You can't plug two plugs into each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? Doesn't make sense. 1 + 1 always equal 2. Am I right? You know what I mean? Hopefully I'm right. You know what I mean? But y'all over here looking at 1 + 1 talking about it equals 25. I don't know what kind of math y'all doing, but you need to go back to school. You know what I mean? And what better place than the Israelite School of UPK, where we teach practical knowledge, practical understanding. And these are life lessons to do what? To save you from a destruction that is on the way. We don't tell you this because we want to boast that we're better than you. We were just like you when it comes to certain things. We have never been homosexual in here. Let me just clear that up real quick. But in certain things, we definitely were in the world. We definitely were. But this is to instruct you and give you an opportunity. You know what I mean? I think it's a little bit more. Have you gotten verse 18 a lot?
A lot, sir.
Go ahead.
Nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
Nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Can't be a sodomite and a son of Israel. Just doesn't work that way. You can't be a prince of power and be gay. It just doesn't work that way. Y'all wonder why we thrash these niggas that wear purple.
Right.
Doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way for your brothers that wear white or burgundy. You can't have homosexual or effeminate tendencies and call yourself a child of the Most High. You can't be Israel, a son, a prince of the power with those type of attributes. It will never work. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore.
Thou shalt not what?
Bring the hire of a whore.
Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore. And what were you niggas doing? Hiring whores, man. Y'all was paying for y'all was paying for it when the Lord said it was free. Listen, brother, a woman gonna give it to you if you deserve it. If she want to give it to you, she gonna give it to you wholeheartedly, and she gonna want to give it to you all the time. You ain't gotta pay for nothing. But you brothers is making you like. I feel sad for some of these sisters too, because one of the things that I have a problem with is brothers are a big problem in this issue. We have a lot of prostitution going on in our households with our sisters. Why? Because brothers love whores. They think it's something to glorify after. They think it's something to be accepted. You know what I mean? The strip clubs and the OnlyFans, they praise these things. So in the back of a sister's mind that's ignorant and has no guidance and has no father, she's thinking, well, if this is how I get love, then I'm going to give myself this way. And that's the reason why the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
Because he has destroyed the foundation of our household. Sons would not think that was okay if fathers were in the household. Daughters would not think that was okay if fathers were in the household. That's why the father is such the most important thing in a household. Why would I say such a thing? I know a lot of women be like, what do you mean? Like, we don't matter. It's not what we're saying. But every family on the planet Earth, their foundation is established on who? The father. And because the father is in their life, things actually go a lot better for those children. They understand certain things. They get to understand the dynamic of how a father views things, how a mother views things. They understand when a mother is wrong. They understand when a father is wrong. And, you know what I mean? I'm just saying like that plainly. But these things are so important. Keep reading.
Oh, God.
Go ahead.
Into the house of the Lord thy God for any vow.
into the house of the Lord. Go ahead.
Oh, Salakia, I actually skipped one.
Oh, no sweat. We'll start from the top. 18.
Come. Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore or the price of a dog into the house of the Lord thy God for any vow. For even both these are abominations unto the Lord thy God.
Man, listen. Go ahead.
It's like I was going to ask, is that talking about a heathen?
Yeah.
Come.
Man, listen, all these things, man, that you think. Brothers think, man, getting with a white woman is a trophy. Getting with an Asian woman or a Middle Eastern woman or someone of some type of different ethnicity, it's a token. It's a privilege. It's it's something that is to give reverence to. But the Lord said that's an abomination to him. It's an abomination to his house. And that's why we in the ISUPK let these Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indian sisters know, man, you are gold according to the Bible, man.
Right.
You are better than every woman on this planet Earth.
Right.
And that's why we go so hard on you in the UPK, because we want you to start acting like it.
That's right.
We want you to start looking at yourself in the mirror and self-examining, saying, look, God chose me to be a Black woman. Therefore, I'm better than that white broad. Okay. I'm better than them Asian women. Right. I'm better than them. So just because certain brothers don't want you, that don't mean nothing. There's plenty of niggas out here that want you. And the UPK, our motto is we love women. Don't y'all agree?
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, I know my brothers love women. We got a few of them. Damn sure do, right?
Oh God.
I mean, the Lord said we can have more than one, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? That's because we love women. There's going to be certain brothers that don't get this, and that's fine. More for us. Let us get some more love. Let us go and take care of them and appreciate them and get the reverence that we deserve from them as well. Drop that. Go to Joel, the 3rd chapter. So I'm going to just touch on this real quick, and I'm going to get into my topic. Just a few precepts you want to put into your arsenal when you think about things that happen or the after effects from a destructive day like Valentine's Day. The whoredom that is accepted, the adultery, the prostitution of our sisters and brothers. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got to stop being okay with this madness. Go ahead. No sweat, take your time. Joel, Joel chapter 3, the 1st verse.
The book of Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Jehoshaphat, right? Sorry. Go ahead. So this is a future prophecy, and it's going to talk about things that are done to us as well. Go ahead.
Oh God. Of Jehoshaphat. And
do you know what the valley of Jehoshaphat is? Go ahead.
Would that be America?
Lie. You know what it is, sis? So the valley of Jehoshaphat is the land of decisions. So that's where he's going to bring all the nations. That's like World War III, where all the nations are going to come together. And what is Christ going to do? Destroy them within an hour. Go ahead.
Down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people. And
when it says plead with them, is our king going to plead with them? What does he mean when he say he's going to plead with them then? Go ahead.
He's going to give them a choice.
He's going to kill them. Yeah, there is no choices. I'm going to bring y'all. So this is the beautiful thing about a Black and Hispanic and Native American Indian. We can all relate to this statement I'm going to say, right? We all at some point in our life grew up in this place called America as young children. And we all question, why am I going through the things I'm going through? Why do people have things better than me? Why was I born to this mother? Why was I born to this father? Why did I have to struggle and cry and go through pain? We all had those questions. Would you agree?
Okay.
Why do we have those questions? Why do we have those thoughts? It's because we were destroyed by these other nations.
Right.
And so who was our champion? Go ahead.
Yahushua.
Our king. Jesus Christ is the world knows him. Yahushua Mashiach is our champion. And what is our champion going to do as we get our lives in order? He is going to come and lay the fucking smack down on these other nations, because of the destruction of what they've done to the Lord's chosen people.
Right.
He's not going to plead with them. How he's going to plead with them is with this sword. Serve or get your head cut off. And you know the proudness of these other nations. What they gonna want to do? They gonna want to go to war because they believe in the white man. And so it's going to be an utter onslaught. And that's fine though. But with all this preparation from all these years in the privatized military programs and the 60% of your economy funds in America going to the defense program, right? All that being said, it's going to be over in 1 hour, 60 minutes. Think about that. Wars with nation upon nation last for years, right? Our king coming to shut it all down in an hour. That's how little these other nations are. That's how big your mind should be in regards to how important you are to the Lord there. And that's why it's so important to keep these laws. So important to instruct yourself, and fight yourself. And yes, there's going to be times where you're going to struggle. You're going to have times where you just say, I don't want to do that shit. But you got to do it. No matter how much you don't want to do something, you got to do it. You know what I mean? It's going to hurt, but it's going to be so rewarding. Because when you battle yourself, you don't understand. When the Bible says, put on the whole armor of the Lord, that's what you're doing. When you're fighting yourself, you're learning how to put your armor on. When you don't fight yourself, you're leaving yourself exposed.
Right.
But when you learn to fight, man, you like, you know what? I'm good right here. Can't nothing touch the shoulders. Can't nothing touch the legs. Can't nothing touch the midsection. Let's put this shield on, man. I got the face covered. Now you just walking around invincible because everything that comes at you, you got it covered because you've done what the Lord's required. The Lord is with you. You keep the laws. You know what I mean? And the Lord is going to always be with you if you do what he asked you to do. That was the promise. That was the whole point of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, 1 through 15. If you would listen to the blessings, you would have them all. If you would do what I tell you, you can have all this. Well, as hard-headed as niggas, spicks, and wetbacks are, we some hard-headed niggas, hard-headed spicks, hard-headed wetbacks, you know what I mean, and savages. What happened? You know what I mean? We broke the law, and we did what we wanted to do. And so we suffer on the reservations.
Right.
So we suffer on the border. So we suffer in the prison. We suffer in the abortion clinics.
Right.
But that is not the end for us.
Oh, God.
That is why it's so important to live your life a certain way, to teach others to be better. That is why brotherhood is such a weapon. Because if I think this way, you think this way, you think this way, you think this way, right? And our children and our sons and daughters start to think this way. You know what we become? Unstoppable.
Right.
Why? Because what happens is, if something ever happens to me, the same things I'm telling you, you're going to say. Troop is going to say. Young man is going to say. The sister's going to teach. When I say teach, she's going to teach the children. And we're going to be unstoppable because we're going to hold on to those things that make us better, make us important. Joel, we had Joel chapter 3, right?
Come on.
Read a little bit more. I want to get down to one point before I go into my topic.
Come on, sir.
Go ahead.
When I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them therefore my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Man, not only did these heathens destroy us as a people, they had the audacity to take our land and divide it amongst themselves.
All right.
You got white people in Israel. Do y'all not realize Israel is the Lord's favorite land? Jerusalem is the Lord's favorite city. And we have heathens. We have absolute disgusting heathens running rampant, speaking a German dialect of an attempt to speak our language.
Right.
I was looking up that the other day. Wait a minute. Let me just make sure I'm clear. When I say that, y'all know what a language the so-called Jews speak, right?
Okay.
What is it called?
Yiddish.
Yiddish. Y'all ever look up the definition of Yiddish?
Wow.
I'm gonna look it up real quick. Let me show y'all something real quick. This is how you know they're like, just by definition, when you just look up certain little things, you see how they're not our people. Yiddish, Merriam-Webster Dictionary, a language used by Jewish people in Central and Eastern Europe before the Holocaust. It was originally a German dialect with words from Hebrew and several modern languages. That means they took their own language and tried to incorporate ours and then forced us to call them the true people of God. By definition, they know that they're not who we are. It's so simple. Like, we have to wake up to reality. Stop being afraid to read. Stop being afraid to look up some information. Stop being afraid to question things. A lot of us as people just take certain things for what they are. I'll never tell you to do that. Never take anything I tell you for just what it is. You know what I mean? The reason why I say that is because I want you to then do your own research. And as you do your own research, you're going to come to find out everything I was telling you was the truth. And then guess what I've done with you? I've gained you. You will realize this man is actually a teacher of the truth and not someone a teacher of his own thoughts and feelings and emotions. I don't give a fuck about what I think. I only care about what the Lord thinks. I only care about what the Lord requires of me. If you have a problem with it, then that's fine. Then you deal with it. But I can't risk the kingdom of heaven for your insecurities. And that should be your mindset. I can't risk the kingdom of heaven for your faults. You got to be willing to risk it all to gain everything. You understand?
Oh, God.
Keep reading. Let's go on to the next verse. This is the reason why I want to read this chapter, because we were going over whoredom, adultery, and prostitution, all the things from this previous Valentine's Day massacre situation. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they have cast lots for my people.
They have what?
They have cast lots for my people.
What does it mean to cast lots? Go ahead, sis.
Bets.
Barter. Yep. Cast lot. Bets. Barter. Yep. Absolutely. Go ahead. They. Who is they?
The other nations.
The other. Oh, sis, are you?
Oh, the other nations.
Most High Christ. The other nations. Go ahead.
Oh, God. And have given a boy for an harlot.
They have given a boy for a what?
For an harlot.
They have given a boy for a harlot. Go ahead.
Oh, God. And sold a girl for wine.
And they sold a girl for what?
For wine.
Listen, your prostitution, your attributes of adultery, your ways of whoredom are not who you are. It's because you were sold for these things. You were sold as a harlot. You were sold as a cheap for wine. You were looked at to these other nations as something so small. And instead of awakening to who you truly were and are, you decided to just go with the flow because they give you money, because they give you validation, because they tell you you're pretty, they tell you you look good, they show you a little bit of attention. You know what I mean? Attention is not always the best, man. You know what I mean? Somebody smiling at you in your face is not always your friend. You better wake up to reality. These other nations implemented these type of things to us as a people. And that's why it's being mentioned. It's why the Lord, our King, is going to plead with them. And how is he going to plead with them? He's going to plead with them with a sword. That's why it's very important to change your actions. If you messed up this past couple of days, Lord be with you. But if I were you, I would change immediately. Because if you don't change, there's nothing we can do for you.
Right.
I can't save you from the hands of the Lord. I can't do anything for. I can be a shield if you follow me. I can be protection for you if you follow me. Meaning, brothers, sisters, wives, and so on. Brothers, you could be that to your women. You could be that to sisters. But if you want to do what you want to do, then everything that comes with you wanting to do what you want to do, you should be open to it. You should be accepting of it because you have chosen death. Here we choose life. We don't want to die. We want to live. You know what I mean? Are we afraid to die? Absolutely not. I'll die for any one of my brothers that serve the Lord. Absolutely not. But we're here to live. We're here to get the kingdom of heaven. We're here to rule. We're here. I'm here. I can't wait till Habibi has to walk into our stores.
Right.
I can't wait till Moab till we can tell this nigga hurry up and buy. You're funking. You're bringing funk into my store. I don't want to smell you. You understand? I can't wait till we can do these things. But we can't do it if you want to be a whore. We can't do it if you want to love your flesh, love the lust, love these holidays, love everything about this place. It's fine. Love it. Love the birthdays. Love, accepting, love the relationships with your mom and your friends that all want you to be destroyed. Love that. That's fine. And die with them too. You know what I mean? This is the hard reality. And what I'm teaching you is brotherhood. Right. I'm telling you this because I love you. Not no soft, gay, homosexual love, but real tough love. Meaning you matter. You're a black man. You're a black woman. Right. You fucking matter. You know what I mean? You need to hear that every day when you wake up. You matter. You know what I mean? How empowering is it for us to talk to each other, to tell each other they matter? You wake up in the morning like, you know what? I fucking damn right I fucking matter. You goddamn right. You know, you damn right I do look good. You know what I mean? You know what the hell they was talking, man? That's needed for us because we've been beat down so bad as a people. But go ahead and drop that. I just wanted to go into that real quick. Just a few precepts to add into your arsenal if you haven't read them before. I want you to go into, let's go to Luke chapter 21. Let's start at verse 26. Bear with me. Let me look at one thing while you're getting that. And the reason why I want to bring out some of these precepts is because you brothers and sisters in the world, y'all are shaking at the times we live in. You are in absolute fright and fear, but an absolute want to feed your flesh. And why? Why do I say that? Because you can't wait to, get back to partying.
Right.
You can't wait to get back to doing all your lustful things. You know how many times I hear people, oh my gosh, finally we're opening back up California in some way. We can finally sit back down at restaurants. It's fine. It's fine. Y'all don't realize the Lord is getting ready to send something even more incredible.
Right.
Even more incredible. You thought coronavirus was the first? Oh, the Lord is getting ready to thin out the herd. I want you to prepare yourself. But no, you want to be shaking at the way I'm living. I'm in here quarantining. I can't, you know why y'all so upset about your life and not being able to do things? Because you didn't have a life without trying to be accepted with everybody else. You don't read books. You don't know you don't love your children. You can't even be around your kids long enough because now they're around you 100% of the time. You know what I mean? I'm hearing all the stories of parents not wanting to instruct their kids and make sure they're in class, and relationships breaking up because y'all really love each other from a distance, but when y'all in the midst of each other, y'all both got to work home every day and see each other every day, and you can't go whore on him because you got a work husband or you got a work wife. You know what I mean? Which we'll just leave it at that. But you're doing all these things to occupy your time, and now life has changed for you a little bit, and you don't know how to handle it. You don't know how to handle it. You've been shaken by this. Brothers and sisters, you better wake the hell up.
Right.
Something more incredible is coming. And we keep praying for it. I know I pray for it. I pray for my house to be in order. I pray for the UPK to be in order because I can't wait for us to be on top. While all these naysayers called us crazy, called us evil.
Right.
women beaters, all kind of derogatory things, and we don't even do none of that garbage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I get an impression as being a mean brother until you talk to me. Every sister that meets me thinks I'm absolutely an angry individual. I am angry. Don't get it twisted. I'm very angry. You know what I'm saying? Bible says what? Be angry and sin not. I'm not sinning, but I'm very angry. Why am I angry? Because of the condition of my people. But then when you talk to me and open up, you go, damn, he's actually a wild-ass brother. I didn't even think he was who I thought he was. I didn't even know that's because, you know, on surface, you can't realize people are actually good individuals. You can't realize masculinity is masculinity. And that just comes from you loving, you know, beta males. You know what I mean? You never had an alpha male around you. And it's just how it goes. And in the UPK, we breed nothing but alpha males. Young man, you already have the attributes of an alpha male, but you're going to be an absolute alpha male by the time we finish with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Brothers gonna be walking, you gonna be walking in school. They're like, man, what you on? Man, the Lord's business. What's up with it? Y'all good? You know what I'm saying? Your whole demeanor is going to be something spectacular. You know what I mean? But the world has been shaken by the things that are going on. Read what I got asked for. Luke chapter 21 and I think, what is it? Luke 21:26 is what I asked for.
You asked for 1 and 21.
No. I asked for Luke 21 and 26.
Come on, go.
I think that's what I said. If I didn't, select you.
21 and 26.
Yeah, it started 26.
Come on. The book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 26.
Read.
Men's hearts failing them for fear.
Men's what?
Men's hearts failing them for fear.
Man, you are afraid. That's why you fail. You put in your mind that you are already a loser, you're going to fail. You put in your mind that these other nations are better than you, you're going to fail. You put in your mind, men put in their mind, in their heart. That's what the word heart means biblically. It means mind. Read it again.
Oh, God. Men's hearts failing them for fear.
Failing them for fear. Go ahead.
Oh, God. And for looking after those things which are coming on the earth.
And looking for those things that are coming on the earth. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Oh, God. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
Man, the powers of the Lord look like the heavens are shaking. In the heavens right now, in the Most High's, in the fourth dimension where the Most High and the angels dwell, it's shaking. The Lord is irritated by the way that we're moving because we were called to be better. We were called to be a people, not a disgusting, violent, vain, idiotic people, but a righteous, wisdom, all knowing, knowledgeable people. You know what I mean? And the Lord is shaking in heaven. So what is he doing? He's shaking up the goddamn earth now. You getting all these plagues. You getting all these. The white man has never been in fear like this for the longest. And it's going to be more fear. He's going to break down. Keep reading.
Come on, God. Verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
Man, what?
And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
With power and great glory, man. You brothers and sisters have to get away from the fear. You put fear in your face, in your mind, in your heart, you're going to fail. And these other, because the heavens are being shaken right now. And we're seeing it because we're reaping that right now. And what's going to happen as the Lord continues to shake up the earth, he's going to then bring his son in power and glory. He's going to do what when he comes? He said, I have not come to bring peace, but a what? But a what, sis?
Sword.
But a sword. And what does a person do with a sword?
Kill.
A whole lot of goddamn killing.
Right.
That is so important. Is there any more on that? I think that's the end of it all I wanted, but go ahead. Is there any more?
Sorry.
No sweat. Drop that. Go to Obadiah chapter 1, verse 10.
Okay.
And so it's very important that we understand this, man. We cannot be a fearful people in these signs of the times, man. And in these signs of the times and the things that are going on in the earth, we can't be fearful. We have to remember what we were taught. We have to remember what we were shown, because this is a part of the master plan. The earth has to die so Israel can live. You understand?
Come on, come on.
These nations have to die so we can live. They have to. Otherwise, they will overtake us. But the Lord promised that would never happen. So either you're going to get with the program or you're going to die and be, at the bottom of Israel. You'll still be Israel, and that'd be great. But wouldn't you want power and authority and might?
Right.
I know I damn sure do.
Come on, come on.
I don't know about y'all. I'm working for some things. I want the Lord to bless me in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to tell y'all. I mean, in no carnal way. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I want what He said He was gonna give me.
Right.
I don't know about y'all, but I want it. You know what I mean? And so therefore, I struggle.
Oh God.
I fight. I endure. Go ahead.
Oh God. You said verse 20, sir?
Verse 10. Obadiah 1 and 10.
Oh God. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
Stop right there. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob. This is why Christ has to return. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob. Because not only has the Edomites destroyed us as a people, the other nations had a hand in it. They all have been a part of it. That's why when we read that He was going to bring them down in Joel in the land of Jehoshaphat all together and plead with them. He was going to bring them all together. Like, that's the master plan. Oh, y'all think everything's all good. Okay, follow y'all guys. That's cool. I'm going to push the pieces and put the spirits out there in the earth. Y'all going to end up going to war all in that valley, in that land of the Jehoshaphat, which is the land of decisions is what it means. And then I'm going to slay you niggas. And we're going to be somewhere in the wilderness preparing for the new Jerusalem.
Right.
And I can't wait.
Oh God.
I can't wait. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm preparing myself, you know what I mean, as you should, but I can't wait because that's going to be the time that Israel gets to shine. And we don't have to be in pain no more. Tired of working a 9 to 5.
Right.
I'm tired of having to get up in the morning, like, you know what I mean, and do certain things. Ain't it hell? Ain't it hell to wake up in the morning? Shit, I want to sleep in till 1 o'clock, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get up. I want to get up when I feel like getting up, unless I'm ordered to.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to have to go slave to make some devil rich or some heathen rich. I want to go and get up and see what moves I got to make. What land we got to conquer. Who needs to be put to death?
Right.
How many times I want to make love to my woman in a day? You know what I'm saying? Those are the minds I want. That's the things I want on my mind. You know what I mean? And it should be on yours too. You know what I mean? But I'm saying that because that is the reason why Christ is coming, man, to restore order. And why? Because the violence, go ahead.
Oh God. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
Man, shame shall cover thee, man. You know what I mean? And it's very important. Shame shall cover thee, man. Read that one more time from the top.
Oh God. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
Man, it's very simple. You Christians don't want to hear that, though. You don't want to hear biblical prophecy that these heathens are going to be destroyed. Go ahead. Is there a little bit more on that?
Come on.
Read.
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
For what?
Forever.
No, I thought Jesus loved everyone forever.
Thou shalt be cut off forever.
No, these niggas gonna be cut off forever. Why? Because a white man doesn't deserve to live on this planet Earth with us. He doesn't deserve to live on this earth with us.
Right.
Why? Because there was a time, like, I can't think of the precept, we'll find it, but there's a precept that refers to where it says they kept dealing with us treacherously when our calamity had an end. Does anybody know what calamity is? If you don't know, what do you do? You know what calamity is? If you don't know, what do you do?
Look it up. Son.
There you damn right. What is the definition of calamity? I'm gonna give it to you for time's sake, unless you got it already.
I get it right now, so it's like.
Let me pull that precept just so you have it. hell is going on here? Okay, here we go. Bear with me.
I got an answer.
You got it?
Come.
Read.
Salakia, it went to family.
No worries. Just pull Ezekiel 35:5.
I got an answer.
You got it already?
Okay.
Go ahead. Definition?
The Merriam-Webster definition of calamity: a disastrous event marked by great loss and lasting distress and suffering.
Okay.
Calamities of nature and economic calamity.
So that's what I wanted. Where it's a tragedy, a situation where we were in great loss, but it was coming to an end, and they still dealt with us treacherously. I want Ezekiel 35:5 just so I can read the point.
Come.
And then we'll go back to where we were at.
Come. Oh. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Who? They have what? They have done what?
Had a perpetual hatred.
They have had a continuous hatred against us, man. Since the womb. Go ahead.
And has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword.
By the force of what?
By the force of the sword.
To this day, we die by gun violence. To this day, back in the days, it was guns, whips, hangings. To this day, we getting hung. When a nigga still gets hung in 2020, you know that they deserve death when it comes to them.
Right.
When our calamity had an end, they still kept their foot on our necks.
Right.
Read it again from top of 5.
Come on, sir. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Go ahead.
So like it. By the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
When the time of their sin had an end. Meaning we were working our way towards the end of this, and they still kept their foot on our neck.
Right.
That's why these other nations have to be destroyed. That's why you have to not be shaken by the things that go on in this place. Pestilence, hunger, disease, all of this has to happen. When you see this happen as a Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian, it should bring joy to you. Because what's on the way? Go ahead.
Salvation, sir.
Salvation is on the way. Give me 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 9 real quick.
Come on.
In the Apocrypha. 2nd Esdras 6 and 9. Is that what I want?
6 and 9?
6 and 9. Go ahead. Let me see if that's what I want. More than sure it is, but let's just double check. Start at verse 8. You got it?
Yeah, I'm almost there. So
no sweat. Apocrypha's right here if you need it. Are you getting used to that 1611?
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
You're whipping through that joint, huh? Nigga said, I'm gonna learn my book, nigga.
Right.
It's like it, so I'm gonna learn this. I got you, Most High Christ.
Oh God.
Yeah, 2nd Esdras chapter 6, start at verse 8 for me though.
Oh God. The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 8.
Go ahead.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Stop
right there. What is the relevance of that truth? What is that talking about? Just so you understand it.
Is that talking about the heel of with Adam and Eve?
No.
So like Eve and the serpent?
No. So do you know the story of Jacob and Esau?
Come on. Oh, Slocky.
No sweat. So what is it talking about?
When Jacob ripped on Esau's heel.
And what was said in that context?
It was saying that Esau pretty much, it was subliminal for Esau will be over Jacob for a time, and Jacob would soon prevail over Esau.
So the older will serve the younger.
Come on.
That's the precept in Genesis, the 25th chapter, 25, 25, and down. Go ahead. Read it again from top 8.
Come on. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world.
Esau is the what?
Esau is the end of the world.
Listen, man. You got you Christians out here, you love Jesus, so-called love Jesus people praying for the end of the world. You better get your life in order. Because the end of the world, brother, a lot of y'all ain't making it. A lot of y'all is not making it. Y'all gonna die here with Esau. As you should. As you should. And that's why the ISUPK is so important. Because we're trying to stop that horrible tragedy. We don't want to see Black and Hispanic people die. But for some of y'all niggas need to die though, unfortunately.
Right.
Unfortunately, as cruel as that sound, I don't wish death on you. But some of it is necessary. Because if you live, some of you brothers live, you will kill a generation. So that's why the Lord is dealing with you. If you continue to allow certain things to go on, you continue to allow certain things to proliferate in the earth, and you're the number one spokesperson for it, you're the mascot for the destruction, then you're gonna die for it too. You know what I mean? And that's why it's so important for you to understand Esau is the end of the world. Don't be worried about what's going on right now. Be happy that you see the things going on. Because when you see that, it makes the Bible that much more real. It makes you understand these words you've been reading mean something. It means these prophecies are going to be fulfilled. And if they're going to be fulfilled, that means one day you're going to walk up in the kingdom of heaven and have a crown on your head, Lord Allah. Or one day, sis, you ain't going to never be able to touch the ground. It's going to be a crime for your feet to touch the ground.
Right.
Because you're that delicate. You're that special. Other women in other nations will look at you and our children and go, damn, I wish I could have been them. And we're going to look at them and shut up and get back into the cave.
Right.
And go mine my diamonds. You know what I mean? But whatever the case may be, keep reading.
No, God.
I'm sorry, I hate me. It's like that. You understand? I have a man. Listen, Bible says, "Don't I hate them that hate thee?"
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? I hate them. You know what I'm saying? With a perfect hatred. You know what I mean? Fuck that. I do not like heathens.
Oh God.
I have no time for them.
Right.
My spirit just won't allow it. Go ahead, please.
Oh God. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Man, listen, Black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian, you the beginning that followeth. You are the power to come to serve under a mighty black man by the name of Jesus Christ, or Yahweh Shah Mashiach, in his proper term. You are going to be the mighty people of that. And because of that, it's time to get yourself in order. It's time to tell those around you to get in order. It's time to cut ties with those that will not walk a life of righteousness. No matter how much you love those friends or that home girl or your parents or your cousins, if they are not going to do what God has instructed you to do, then cut them off. The Bible says, I'm paraphrasing, if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better to lose the limb than to lose the whole body.
Right.
Meaning what? You are better off with one hand. You know what I mean? And out here thugging, doing your thing for the Lord, than to be a full-bodied individual sinning. Because that person that's full-body sinning is going to burn. But that one hand man that decided to cut off that one part of him or her that was going to save him, that hand or that situation will be restored. You know what I mean? Drop that. That's all I needed on that. Get me Amos chapter 9, verse 8. Or Amos, however you pronounce it. I guess I sound country at times. Amos 8 and 9, yeah.
8 and 9, come on.
Yeah, that's what I want. Or 9 and 8, Slacky. Apologize. 9 and 8. It was right before Obadiah.
Right before Obadiah?
Yep. Read it when you got it.
The book of Amos chapter 9, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom.
Listen, the Lord is watching this sinful kingdom, man. He's watching it. He's watching who wants to serve him, who wants to be a good son, who wants to be a good daughter, and he's also seeing who's a bad son and who's a bad daughter, man. His eyes are on this sinful kingdom, man. You can hide what you try to do in front of us, but you can't hide from the Lord. What you do, and that's one of the most important things I want to just point on real quick. Don't ever be a for lack of better words, don't be a kiss ass. Don't be in here smiling in my face, talking about you keeping the law and you love the Lord and blase, but you at home sleeping with whores.
Right.
You at home doing drugs. Or you like you at home being out of the spirit. Don't miss me with that shit.
Right.
Miss me with that. We don't have time for that. Really focus in on being who you're supposed to be. Everybody cannot do this. And I tell you this in all the most brotherly way I can tell you. Most brothers and sisters ain't built for this.
Right.
They're not built for it because it is a hard thing to want to be persecuted. It is a hard thing to want to be looked at as weird and awkward and strange and just all these different attributes because of the world. It's hard to deal with that pressure. It's hard at times because when you're so used to being accepted and people being cool with you and all of a sudden you change, it's an uncomfortable feeling. And not everybody is built for this. And if you know you're not going to be able to handle it, then don't. Don't come in here playing with us, man.
Right.
Because we striving to get something great. Like, we're not playing with this. We keep the law. We want salvation. We don't do drugs. We're not whoremongers. We're not pimping bras. We're not doing all kind of vain things you can think of. It's not who we are.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? So really wake up because the eyes of the Lord is on this sinful kingdom. What I don't see doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It matters what the Lord sees. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you showing me in front of me. It's what you do behind them closed doors. That's when you can look at yourself as a man or a real woman and say, you know what? Regardless of what's going on, I still keep these laws. You know what I mean? Regardless of what hell I'm dealing with, the Lord goes first. Because at the end of the day, if you really truly understood that and you were struggling and having issues, if you were in a situation that was going to cause you to sin and you were really in your spirit, you would come see the men of the Lord. You would come see brothers and sisters that would actually help you. Brothers would give you the shirt off their back. We would give you your last. I wish brothers and sisters in here know y'all would eat before I ever eat if it was that serious. You ain't got it now. Hold on. You ain't got what? Don't ever not tell me you don't have nothing.
Right.
I'm offended if you tell me that you don't have something and I know I'm getting ready to go get down and enjoy myself. Right. I'd rather give it to you because I'll figure it out. But that's what real brotherhood and sisterhood is about. Keep reading from the top of 8.
The book of Amos chapter 9 verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom.
And his eyes are upon this sinful kingdom. Go ahead.
and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth.
Off the what?
Off the face of the earth.
And the Lord going to destroy this. He's sending an order to our king to destroy this place. And I can't wait. I'm tired of having to deal with the situations of having to explain to my children, boys go to the boys' restroom, girls go to the girls' restroom.
Right.
Tired of having to explain to them just all the ignorance of this place. You know what I mean? And it warms me inside to know the Lord, our power, our the Most High, the Creator of all things, is coming to destroy this place for that reason, to make it better for us. Go ahead.
Oh God. So I get, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob.
And in the destruction of this earth, he will not utterly destroy. Meaning what? He's not going to kill all of us either, though. Because guess what? A lot of niggas dying. A lot of Hispanics dying. A lot of Native American Indians dying. We are getting ready to get murked. When I say the Lord is going to thin the herd, he going to thin the herd. Go ahead.
So like I was going to say also, it's a lot of people sleeping with heathens that are getting murdered at this time period right now.
Brother, not only is that's so hilarious that you say that. Not only is it that we are dying due sleeping with other women, man, one of the only professions criminals think that they can exceed at is being a rapper in the Black and Hispanic community. Rappers are dying.
Right.
Every day another rapper dies. He gets a buzz, he's dead.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to tell you, the Lord is not for this bull anymore. And he's not going to kill all of us. That's why he said, I'm not going to utterly destroy Israel. But that didn't mean he wasn't going to kill us. So that's why we're trying to tell you to get yourself in order and not be afraid of change. Change is good. Change sometimes can be fearful at first, but it's necessary in some situations. Change is good. Change is a refresher. You wouldn't believe change could be everything you needed in your life.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you can't fear it. The only thing you should fear is who? The Lord. Isaiah 33:6. The fear of the Lord is my treasure. When you fear the Lord, then everything else is obsolete. I'm not afraid to do anything. I think I can do anything.
Right. Because
the Lord said I need to just fear him. That's why we do these laws. Akim and Akwakim. I want to raise the dead. You understand me? I want to do the things that instructed that these priests are going to have opportunities to do. You don't get that by not fearing the Lord. You don't get that by doing what you want to do. But you do get that by doing what the Lord called you to do. You do that, get that by doing what you were instructed and being a brother and being a sister to those around you. Can you read it?
Okay. Out upon the face of the earth. Mm-hmm. The Lord is his name.
The Lord is his name. He gonna let y'all know. He gonna let these nations know. Listen, I see the sinful kingdom, and I'm going to destroy everything off the face of the earth. But I'm not gonna utterly destroy Israel. But y'all gonna know the Lord is my name after I finish with y'all niggas. That's a black man. So I gonna kill all you niggas, but y'all gonna know who the fuck I am when I get done with you niggas.
Right.
That's what he said. That's how he said. That's how you know it's a black man's book. Just how he said it. Basically, just let y'all know. I ain't gonna kill all y'all, but y'all gonna know who I am. Y'all gonna put some respect on my name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what he's telling you. You gonna put some respect on my name.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 7. Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me?
That's it. Then listen. That's when that was an insult. When it says, "Are you not children of the Ethiopians?" People will misinterpret this, thinking, he's calling the Africans. Africans are in. No. That's like aren't you what's that term we used to call Africans? We used to, you know what I'm talking about?
Booty scratchers?
Yeah, we used to call them booty scratchers. They call you a booty scratcher. You be looking at them like, hold on, what the fuck you calling me, man? You know what I'm saying? Don't you ever call me that? You know what I mean? The Lord called you an Ethiopian. That was a disrespectful thing. That was an insult. You know what I mean? But drop that. I didn't want that, but just to clear that up real quick.
Okay.
Let's go to Revelation chapter 18, verse 10.
Oh, good.
Just to hit the precepts we were talking about earlier in the conversation. What time is it? Okay, I got a little bit of time.
The book of Revelations, chapter 18, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Elias,
Read that. Oh, it's like, let me get there with you. Is that Isaiah?
Alice?
Let me see. Bear with me. 8, 10, 18, and I said ask for Revelations 18 and 10 is what I asked for.
Come on.
Let me double check. Hold on. Yeah, it was an alias. Yeah, go ahead. Read it from the top.
Is it Alias or Alice?
I think it's Alice, actually.
Come on.
At last? Hold on, what is that? Yeah, it's at last. Hold on, yeah, go ahead. The water.
Come on.
Top of 10.
Verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, that great city of Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
For in 1 hour thy judgment come, man. Listen, 1 hour this place is going to be done away with. Wouldn't you rather be on a chariot chilling, put in the wilderness in protection? Or would you rather burn in thermonuclear warfare? Anybody ever burnt their hand on the stove or cooking some food? How did it feel? He wasn't feeling that, right? That hurt. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh my goodness. Put in some cold water. You know what I mean? You ever pop some grease on you and had your skin bubble up a little bit on accident? It ain't feel good, did it? You ain't gonna want to feel you ain't gonna want to feel your tongue incinerating in your mouth either. But that's bound to happen if Christ returns. These plagues continue, and as they continue, it's going to happen. And this place called Babylon the Great is going to be deceased in but an hour. There's nothing you can do about it. So might as well be on the right side with the Lord, not the wrong side. Let's see here. Give me Matthew chapter 16, verse 6. Hold on. Bear with me. Missed this call. Brad, hold on real quick. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. Everything too wild about? All right, no, go ahead. Oh yeah, Khan, no sweat. Hey, give me a second. I'm still teaching class. Let me call you in a few minutes. All right, no sweat. Shalom, Lord Christ. All right, go ahead. Let's get down.
Khan. The book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 6.
Then
Yahushua said unto them, Take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees.
Stop right there. And so why do I bring this up? Because who's teaching you lies? Who's teaching you to love the other nations? Who's teaching you that as long as you accept Jesus Christ in your heart and you accept him as your Lord and Savior, you will be accepted into the kingdom of heaven? Who is teaching this garbage? Go ahead.
That sounds to me like the Christian church, right?
Man, Christian church. And who is the Christian church of old? Go ahead.
The Pharisees and Sadducees.
Damn right. You know what I mean? And it says, beware of what? No sweat.
So I can take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees.
Stop right there. Beware of the leaven, right?
Come.
What does it mean, beware of the leaven? Go ahead.
That'd be like beware of the rise of the Pharisees.
Puffed up. Leaven does what? It's like a yeast factor. It helps things rise and lift and puff up. Beware of them that are puffed up. Who's more puffed up than T.D. Jakes? Tyler Perry, Juanita Bynum, Yolanda Adams, the Catholic priests. Who's more puffed up than them? Beware of them, because they are utterly going to destroy you if you listen to them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's very important. They're going to tell you, oh no, God, this is not God's doing, man. God doesn't want to kill people, man. You know what I'm saying? Not realizing not a sparrow dies falls from the sky and dies without the Lord sanctioning it. If people are dying, it's because the Lord is killing them. No matter how much it may hurt your feelings, you see children die. You see your grandparents or your mother, your parents, whatever the case may be, pass away. The Lord sanctioned it. It was the Lord that did this. I am the creator of life and death. I, the Lord, alone do all these things. And see, that's hard reality for people to swallow.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's very important to understand it, because following these puffed up Sadducees and Pharisees, they're going to destroy you. They're going to do everything to rape, rob, and pillage you for their benefit only. That's why you got your pastors driving the cars they drive. You know what I mean? They got the big houses and the trips. Pastors ain't tripping on not on this pandemic. They got large cash. They got bands in the bank. You know what I mean? They doing their thing. They ain't worried about us. You know what I mean? Why is that? Because we have been fooled to listen to them. We have, instead of being shaken by them and their lives, we have been shaken by not being able to keep feeding our flesh.
Right.
We got to stop that. Drop that. I forget today is Tuesday. Everybody check in with me on Tuesday. Goddamn, phone is going off. Bear with me. Give me Acts chapter 10, verse 38.
The book of Acts. So like in chapter 10, verse 38.
Read.
How God anointed Yahushua of Nazareth with the Holy Spirit and with power,
Mm-hmm.
who went about doing good and healing all that were oppressed of the devil.
Mm-hmm.
For God was with him. And we are witnesses of all things which he did both in the land of the Jews and in Jerusalem.
Stop right there. Actually, Shalakia, I wanted to hold off on that one. That's not what I wanted. That's a good precept. I'm gonna break it down for a later time while I put it in there for time's sake. Let me get Isaiah 14 and 9, and then Psalms 83 and 4.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14.
It's like, hold on, everybody there? No sweat.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 9.
Read.
Hell from beneath is moved from thee to meet thee at thy coming.
Man, hell is going to be moved from thee. Listen, coming to serve the Lord, keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, and not having fear, man, hell is going to be moved from thee, man. This hell-like condition that we in, it's going to be moved. It's going to be pushed out the way. Go ahead.
Oh, God. It's Salakia.
It stirreth up.
It stirreth up the dead for thee.
And the Lord going to stir up the dead. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Even all the chief ones of the earth.
The Lord going to stir up the dead, even the chief ones of this earth. He's going to move hell from us, and he's going to stir up the dead of us, and he's going to remove and stir up also the chief ones of us. He's going to change the dynamic of how things are. Who are the chief ones among us? The other nations. Go ahead. What are you going to say? Yeah, the other nations, the so-called black leaders of us, so-called Hispanic leaders. He's going to shake them all up, man. Move them out the way. Go ahead.
It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
He's going to raise up what?
It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
He's going to remove all these kings, these leaders, these ones that are in position of power. It's on the way. It's very important to understand the Bible talks about our salvation, and this is it. It's on the way. The Lord is going to shake up the way of living. I know it seems like it's not going to happen. I know sometimes you wake like, damn, is this shit really going to happen? Is it really ever going to be what we think it could be? It will be.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, ye little of little faith. Don't be that. Be a brother with outstanding faith. Be a brother just, listen, I'm going to believe this till the casket drop, nigga. It's nothing. We going to do this. because there's nothing else we can do. You know what I mean? If not for the Lord, the white man would devour us. There's nothing we can do. He is in a position where he has got us so jammed up. Without the Lord's intervention, we would die. We would be as the dinosaurs. We would be as every extinct animal that pulls up on the charts every couple of years. You don't realize there's always an extinct animal every 5 to 10 years. An animal has become extinct or has become so rare that they then take it and try to conserve it. They put them in those is it called conservations, or I forget what they're called, but they put them in their little areas, and then they try to rebuild the population because they realize, damn, we kind of did overdo it and kill every last one of them.
Oh, God.
Because he's a bloodthirsty beast. You know what I mean? He eats, and he's never full, never full. Keep reading. You had a point you were gonna make out?
Nah, sir.
No sweat. Read.
It's like it 13 and
We're at 14 and verse 10.
come on, God. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
And then the other nation gonna be like, God damn. And then we gonna be looking at them like, damn, they have became weak like us. They are now at a low state. They're gonna see it. They're gonna see themselves being removed and put in a low state. And that also has to happen as well. It's gonna be a beautiful thing to watch white people really be at a low state. Asian people be at a low state, because they're gonna realize what it is to be at the bottom. They better get ready, because it gets deeper than that. You know what I mean? Is there a little more on that on 10?
Nah, sir.
That's it. Girl, drop that. Go to Psalms 84 or 83 and 4.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So the topic, like I said, what we're going over is don't be in fear and trust in the Lord. Trust in the prophecies to come. That's what we're pretty much talking about. You had a question? Oh, yeah. Come on. You don't have to ask me that. You ain't you good. It's like if you don't ever have to ask me that. Just handle your business. But I appreciate that, though.
You want me to get the verse right now, sir?
Yeah, go ahead. Get down. Psalms 83 and 4.
Oh, God. The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Well, all over the Bible, we realizing these other nations have been against us, but the Christian church and all these other people that love the Bible so is what they say, are saying we all got to come together. You know what I mean? Doesn't make any sense. The Bible, they're always in contradiction of the Bible. Read verse 4 again.
Okay. Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Why is that so important to understand? Go ahead.
That means it's not just one nation working against us. It's all nations.
Man, it's not just the white man. It's all these nations, man. But not even just that, man. It's so important to know that it's so important to realize that you have more than one enemy. You have more than one adversary.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Okay. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Okay, what's the importance of that?
If they don't remember that God, they can't remember how to serve him. If they can't remember how to serve him, he will not choose them to be the rulers of the earth.
Absolutely. That's damn straight correct. You got to look at it like this. If I take this people's identity and I make them call themselves everything but the Lord's people,
right, then
this overall will increase my time of power.
All right.
This will increase my time of doing all the lustful things. You got a point?
It's like I just want to say crafty counsel.
Absolutely, it's in here. It's like it's gonna them going together and doing what they did, having us call ourselves African Americans or Mexican Americans, Salvadorian Americans, Puerto Rican Americans, Native American Indians, instead of Reubenites,
right,
Judites,
right,
Issacharites,
right.
You know what I mean? Just Ephraimites, you know what I mean? All of these beautiful things, man. Like the fact that they got us away from that was the master plan for them. Because the longer we stay on the bottom is the longer they get to reign on top.
Right.
But the moment we start to have knowledge of self is the moment that their kingdom is in preparation to fall. And that's why you should never have respect for these other nations, because they did an atrocity against the Lord's people. Can you read it?
It's like it. From being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
This is the cold part. This is how arrogant the white man is, right? He said, all right, we're going to come together. We're going to make a tumult. What is a tumult? An agreement with all these other nations. And we're going to make sure that these blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians don't call themselves Israel anymore. They don't know that they're God's chosen people. We're going to call them everything else but that.
Right.
And then these niggas turn around and say, and throw it in our face and say, but look, now, so we got them so destroyed, now I'm Israel. Now I'm God's people. To even further the destruction or that mind state that we're nothing.
Right.
Now it's like you don't even know who you are, number one. And then on top of that, you got these people saying they are you. Man. That's a double whammy.
Man.
You thinking you trying to find yourself, but how do you find yourself? Number one, you can't even find yourself. And then number two, in trying to find yourself, you got somebody trying to identify as you. Brother, this is one hell-like place to live in. This is Babylon the Great, that great whore, because she is doing a number on us, man. Right. You know what I mean? Like any good whore, she gonna get the money, the watch, the wallet, the car keys, and everything. Man, they ain't stripped us down to everything. They ain't left us with no clothes to put on. Go ahead.
It's like I want to say also, like, and they stage a Holocaust to make it seem as if their people are oppressed.
Stage the Holocaust. You know what's so funny? I think we both old enough. Well, I won't say both of us. All of us except you, I'm a young man, are old enough. Did y'all ever go to the Museum of Tolerance growing up?
I think I did.
You never went to the Museum of Tolerance? It was like out there in Hollywood where we had to go, and Museum of Tolerance is a built-in thing in certain school districts, depending on your school district or what's going on during your curriculum year, where they pretty much instruct every student to be available to go down to the museum down in like Beverly Hills, and it's a big gigantic building. You walk in, they give you like a little card when you walk in, and you get to see the tragedy of the Holocaust survivors and the numbers. Go ahead.
It's like I was gonna say, is that the museum with the tar elephants in the front?
I'm not sure if it has that. I don't remember. I know I was a young child. Did you go to it? Do you know what I'm talking about, young man? No. So I remember this because I remember going to it as I want to say I was a kid. I was like probably like 13, 14, like going in like that's like junior high school. Well, I'll say in junior high school, getting ready to go to high school. But yeah, I remember going to it, and I remember how they tried to make us feel sorry for the plight that they went through. They were putting gas chambers, and they had numbers, like they had like barcodes.
Oh God.
And they made you try to feel good or upset, or may not feel good, but feel sad about that barcode. And they had read books from, I think her name was Anne Frank and stuff like that. And you sitting there like, damn, and not knowing, being a child, they're pulling on your heartstrings.
Right.
As a people, we're Black and Hispanic people, we're an emotional people. So already we're like, God damn, that's kind of suck, man. Man, the hell with Hitler, man. Man, Hitler was terrible for that, man. Not saying he wasn't terrible. He was absolutely terrible for what he did.
Right.
But that was the manipulation. The manipulation to do what? To make us feel sorry for them. Not realizing, nigga, you niggas had us in chains.
Right.
You niggas was a part of the funding of putting my people in chains.
Right.
Not only you sold my mama, my brother, my cousin, my daddy, you know what I'm saying? My son. Nigga, you know what I mean? Like, it was just, it's really eye-opening as you come into the truth. How disgustingly destructive these people and how such bastards they are. You know what I mean? And it's okay. I might get checked for this. It's okay. But come to Kingdom of Heaven, we bringing barcodes back.
Come on, come.
We bringing them back.
Come on, come.
You didn't like them so much, it's fine. You're gonna get used to them in the Kingdom of Heaven. You're gonna get used to them. You're gonna be normal. Because I need to know who I need. You need to be accounted for. What's your number? You know what I mean? Don't, as you brothers go to prison, got a number?
Right.
Don't they know they prison doc number? Shit. You better know your number.
Right.
And you're gonna get beat if you don't know either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's so simple, so easy. But yeah, it's these people, man, they have consulted against us in so many ways, it doesn't even make sense. Let's keep reading a little bit before I end the class. Salaki.
Come on, come. Salaki.
I think we're at verse 5. Go ahead.
Come on, come. Verse 5. Salaki. The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites and of Moab and the Hagarenes, Salakia, and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur.
Stop
also,
right there. I'm going over these. Who's Edom? Go ahead. You can just answer that. Go ahead.
That's the white man, sir.
Who's Ishmael?
Ishmael is the East Indian, sir.
East Indian. Who's Moab?
Moab is the Chinese, sir.
Hagarenes.
Hagarenes. Ooh.
The Africans.
Okay, come on, come.
Philistines. This is why we say so many times, man, to hell with these other nations, man. To hell with them, man. To hell is the condition they need to be in. When we say to hell, please, Lord, put them in the conditions that they deserve.
All right.
Put them in the low bottom state that they deserve, because they have consulted. Not only have they had a hand in our destruction, you know what I'm saying? They have been prideful about it. They have tried to act as if they were better than us in every way. And you know what I mean? You can read into the rest of Psalms 84, you know what I'm saying, or 83, where we at. For time's sake, I'm going to just read down some precepts to go into. You can go into Ezekiel 37 and 19, Deuteronomy 32 and 17, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20. I didn't get to Leviticus 20 and 26, Psalms 23 and 4. It's just some other precepts that we didn't get time to get into. But that, I'm going to go ahead and end the class.